Hello there friends, the ESL Pro League is in full swing. Today we will find out what's going on in the playoffs, how one team has done the impossible while another played so bad you wouldn't believe it. We as always will also discuss the latest news and rumors. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. As always, we start with the breaking news. The captain of G2 will be STEWIE2K. Yes, this is not a joke, you heard me right. However, it's just for one tournament because Hooksy won't be able to go to IM Dallas for some reason. Someone was hoping G2 would kick him for good, but no. According to Dust2, it will only be one tournament, although maybe Stewie will prove himself so good that coaches will think twice. But to be honest friends, it's hard to believe. Now let's discuss a bit of rumors. According to Dust2 again, a trustworthy source, Refresh and Rolls will come to 9. Further, an insight from Harumi, Plopsky, once an NIP star, will be moving to Metis Sports. Also, that's where Nok may be sent. Also, Monte seems to have already found reinforcements, as Roy may take Gizmi's place. And they also officially send Rue back to the academy. Basically, that's all for interesting rumors. Now for some fresh official reshuffles. First of all, Isaac has indeed moved to Ninjas in Pyjamas. And Gamer Legion took Flamas from Nimega, as we told in the previous video. I wonder what will come out of it. I didn't believe in NIP and I still don't, but Gamer Legion, they surprise me. Snacks brought youth to the EPL playoffs. Maybe something will come out of this as well, so good luck to the guys. And yeah, my bros, I'm waiting for the end of the ESL Pro League because 100% there will be more reshuffles. Don't forget that JKS is waiting for offers, Blamaf can come and strengthen absolutely any team. And there's also S1MPLE, though many are starting to doubt him. And you know, even Thorin, who always and everywhere worships S1MPLE, has started to change his ways. Remember how he said that Navi should take Sasha instead of Ime and they would just destroy everyone? Now Thorin has another candidate. Imagine Navi with Centaurus as a planned opening player. That's a lineup that could win another major. But my bros, that's basically old man yelling at a cloud or something. And while everyone is just waiting for S1MPLE to be back, he raps on stage as we showed in the previous video, which I strongly recommend watching. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's just spending his time recording a track. Or even a whole album. But then, out of nowhere, Zyvu came and spoke. He said approximately this: "To be honest, I rarely think about S1MPLE. My priority right now is just my team. If he needs time to come back, he's welcome. If he's ready now, let him come back. I'm not gonna say anything bad about him. I'm not gonna say come back because it'll be fun. If that's the case, he probably does need a break. Maybe a couple of months or a couple of more weeks or something. It would be cool to see him return to the pro scene. I'd love to see him back. Based Zyvu? Yes or no? Vote below in the comments. And you know what guys? S1MPLE, like he heard Zyvu, he's indeed back, though not on the pro scene yet, but only in CS2. He decided to launch the game for the first time in a month and a half, and now that's what I understand, a real eagerness to return.
Oh, boom against us. Time to knife him few times. Stay alive, okay?
Water low HP. Who was water? Downstairs.
Water. Конечно, я хотел его зарезать.
That mid one.
А то Кирюха был, да? Ебать, не мог Кирюху зарезать. Правильно? Вот мне. Push B, вот так.
Again.
Какой же он баран, блядь.
Каждый раунд будет пушить.
Да потому что он баран. Просто тип реально пушит как ебанько, блядь. Без негатива. Просто пушит, потому что он, блядь, вообще ультра хуёво играет. Игра, если у него не идет, то надо точно будет пушить. Точно пушить.
Brother 66 months sub. Waste of money on a bot.
Thank you, man. Thank you, piece of shit. Go gamble. Go scam people.
Can you remove
Да, прошу еще.
I did remove it. I'm only
Молен. Какой же...
Производить
Как я ненавижу,
Там
что этот прошивы, блядь. Да не, просто типа онлайнеры, я понял, что... Ну, когда я сыграю в лан. Вот эти вот всякие джоты.
Ебать не ставишь, кстати.
Не будут успевать стрелять.
Good old SMPLE, he's back, he throws mud at everyone, flames people, yeah, that's the kind of Sasha we all love. It remains now only to play CS not once a month, and that's all, the comeback is secured. But okay, let's move on, I've got a little bit of more news. Fluxo officially announced that they have signed Art from Furia and also Nyx. I don't really know about him, post in the comments below if you've heard about this guy and tell us what he's good at. And by the way, Fallen told us that coldzera and Fur wanted to join him in Furia to create another Last Dance, but Papa Fallen refused, saying they were too old for them younger players. And he also advised them to go play in the tier 2 Brazilian stacks. Kinda rude? Anyway, I think a reunion of coldzera and Fallen would be a big hit. Maybe they wouldn't achieve anything great, but at least they can try and make some noise on the scene. And meanwhile, Furia are already at the bottom, so they can't get any lower, can they? Anyways guys, now ESL Pro League, Navi versus Faze, VirtusPro versus the Mongolz, G2 versus 3D Max. And we shall start with the latter. First it was Nuke, and 3D Max has been preparing like only defense, seemingly, because their attack was just toothless. I mean, where can you see Hooksy shooting a 1.62 rating with defense, on par with Monacy? Just 2 rounds from the French in the second half, and it's yet another G2 comeback in a 13-10. Next we had Anubis, 3D Max's pick, and if they got off to such a great start at the opponent's pick, here the situation for G2 was even worse. Can you imagine? 13-7, which means we have Inferno ahead of us, Nikola Sukakovic's favorite map. And by the way, this guy didn't let us down once on the decisive map. In the attack, G2 took 7 rounds, which honestly didn't matter at all, because they could even win like 3 rounds. In defense, they stumped the French without a chance. Now, G2 is waiting for a real test in MOUZ, as they will not let you shoot so horribly on one of the maps, they will just punish you immediately. I mean, with all due respect, 3D Max have already jumped about their heads, so hardly anyone expected them to win here. And then we move on to Flyquest versus Liquid. Suddenly the match was super close, but that's just on the score. In terms of beauty and intensity, a complete void. The teams were just stalling, as if they had a bet on the game that would last more than 3 hours. If they attacked, it's only in the last seconds. Need a bomb planted? Last seconds. Feeling nervous? Let's go save. In short, it was probably the most soulless game of the whole playoffs. On their own Mirage, the Aussies showed nothing. They were trailing 6-11 and then tried to come back but failed, 13-10. On Anubis, they went again 6-11, but this time they managed to take it to the extra time and even won. But my bros, it was so boring, I can't even find anything cool to show you. It was like staring into the wall. And the most interesting was probably Ancient, where Liquid first led 6-0, then 11-4. And you know what happened? Another hard-fought comeback from Flyquest. Like 3 maps, 3 comebacks. Nice, but they weren't that much entertaining. So Liquid led 11-4, Flyquest has a round with 5 USPs, which they suddenly win, and the match just turns. The Aussies started doing it, and they got to 10-11. Even Kaden got nervous, he didn't yell at all, he didn't make a sound during the whole match. Can you imagine? However, it was just a fake comeback. At 11-10, Liquid suddenly joined again and won all 5 of the 5 shootouts. It was 13-10. Why they had to stretch the match like that, I have no idea. I hope this is the end of the boring games for today, and in general for the whole tournament.
12-10, soon to be 13. Liaz run down, and Liquid, they secure the quarterfinals here in Malta. They will have the opportunity to face off up.
So my friends, Liquid not without difficulties but pass on. So far in this tournament they haven't really had a real challenge. repeat at Dead Furia? Monte with subs? Well, okay. And meanwhile, Nav and Yakin are just slowly getting used to the new 5 and have scored more than anyone else. For Marek, it's a special pleasure. And here's a funny quote from Daxter in the post-match. "It's okay, we're fine. Liquid gets paid millions a year and I get paid 2.5 goats in a month, so I am happy with everything." I really like Dexter, he's a cool guy. Next, VirtusPro versus the Mongolz. If for some reason you think that this is an easy matchup for James' team, I remind you that the Mongolz defeated G2 2-0 and Falcons 2-1, and they brought some hard time for Vitality. Anyway, we've got overpassed by VirtusPro and they looked a little too tough. Only 3 rounds in attack and that was it. The whole map they were just trailing behind, and then VP made a great comeback. And they got to the final round, 12-11, just one last step to go, but the Mongolz just perfectly finished it in their favor.
Look at the bombs going! They're too late towards B, the plant will come through, that is a beautiful fake out from Techno.
Them moving in from Heaven as well, it's all a guessing game. Heaven is completely open. Sensu, though, for its 24th kill. So brave. 9-10. Capitalizes. Absolutely wonderful stuff coming.
It was so damn close, but a couple of mistakes in a key round and the outcome of the map is as follows. Next up is their favorite Mirage, and once again they got off to a great start, taking 3 in a row. And here we have 9-3 exactly as in the first map, but the opposite direction. The main thing now is not to give away the same kind of a comeback in the second half, and fortunately, no sign of it for the Mongolz. 1-1. Next, the decisive Ancient. Basically, the Mongolz understood James' style perfectly well, and they just started to attack unmercifully. There were rounds where VP couldn't even get out of spawn. Just look at what's happening in the first round. Naturally, the Bears are left to buy until the very end. What you can do?
That doesn't awkwardly hit the deck. Jame with a key flank. Yeah, we're definitely on. However, there's only one guy in A main, so now it's a 2 versus 2 from the same sort of angle. Electronic gives himself away, but they're not going to be expecting Jame. 9 seconds on the plant. He's trying to deny it, and he will. Oh, big from Jame. Absolutely huge.
For example, this. How they won it, I have no idea. I don't envy VP fans. If the Mongolz played easy, ran around, made highlights and just enjoyed the game, the Bears had to work their butts off to squeeze another round after another. So as you can see, VirtusPro just caught all the timings, hit exactly on the heads and played purely on willpower. Bears do it again. They came back from 2-11 on the decisive map. I mean, this is the kind of CS I would watch at least every day without breaks and weekends.
3 kills to his name, looking for more as well. Damage dealt, Flit will find Blitz, and 9-10 needs a 1v4. I cannot believe what I've just witnessed. VirtusPro, the most...
Well done, but not that confident. Next we have Faze Clan versus Navi. It's pure El Clasico, a repeat of the major finals. But holy crap, Navi's got a bracket of hell. Faze Clan, Vitality, Astralis most likely. I mean, I don't envy them. But first they have to get past Grandpa Kerrigan. Yeah, maybe Faze Clan are not always stable in the group stage, like they can suddenly lose a map or even 2 to not the most formidable opponent, but when it comes to playoffs, Faze always play perfectly, at least they try to. And that's exactly what happened on their favorite nuke. I mean, we won't see any major champions on this map, exactly 0 rounds in attack and a super obvious score of 13-5. Guess how many frags the entire Navi team made in the second half? 7 frags for 5 players. I mean, in doing the maths, it's enough to take 1 full round. The problem is that they didn't do these kills all at once, it was just 1 for each player, so it didn't work. Next, Mirage. Yes, at the major Navi were beaten 2-13 here, but like they had a full month to work on their mistakes. And by the way, ESL just trolled Alexibi a little by showing how he calls rounds. Well, by the way, it worked. Navi won the pistol round and took 2 more, already much better than the attack on Nuke. But here too, Faze had something to show. They did a 2-op tactic, one from Brokey and one from Rops. And that was the point of no return for Nada's Vincere. The battle was close, but somehow Navi managed to get it to overtimes. Because, you know, Navi versus Faze without overtimes? Yeah, imagine. So in the OTs, Navi won 2 in defense, which is logical, and they had to press in the attack now, which was problematic. I mean, if there was no attack in the main time, where would it come from in the overtimes? But at least they got 1, which is good. And it looked like the match is gonna be endless. Oh, and then Inferno as the decider, 13-3 and 1 frag from Kerrigan, you all remember that? Sounds really juicy. But before that, this happens.
Kerrigan and Frozen, they've been the 2 struggling. And they're the ones left trying to retake this with damage done earlier. Double up from Kerrigan. Kerrigan wants his revenge, and he's gonna get it! Kerrigan destroys Navi and saves them in a 2v4 to take the victory for Faze. They will keep battling through the playoffs.
What? What? How did you do that, Kerrigan? -4 in a dead clutch. I mean, this old man knows how to surprise. I was 100% sure it was good game well played already, but it wasn't. Kerrigan just showed who's the daddy and sent Navi home. Revenge, a great and sweet feeling. Frozen said that beating Navi was a matter of principle. They wanted to avenge the major finals, and they did it. Navi looked like they were in a normal match, but Faze were fighting to the death, LXCB said in the post-match interview. It's just that Faze wanted to win more, and they did it with the most beautiful way possible. Surely afterwards, Thorin showed up and decided to give a little hate to JL. JL has never been an elite player, stop looking at stats, understand the game. Rain also said that the win over Navi was just the beginning. This is only the 10th part of our revenge. If we beat Navi 10 more times in a row, then I will be satisfied and let go of what happened at the major. Nice plans, bro. But now we're moving on to the quarterfinals. Complexity versus VirtusPro. The bold gang surprised everyone. They came out of the first place in the group stage. They defeated the reigning major champions. And all that while before the tournament, Holzerk said that nothing's clear in the team and he may even leave after the EPL. But hey, guys, now I think the plans have changed dramatically. Wait for it. VirtusPro should have lost to the Mongolz, but they came back from the other side of the world after 2-11, and apparently they were just going to give their fans a fairy tale again. But no, VP lost the pistol round, and in the 5th round EliGE made an ace. Full house. Bold guys are probably the best at CS, I mean it. I think I'm gonna shave 2, at least I'll get my 600 elo back on Faceit, I hope. Various failures on mid and not the most obvious play from Electronic led VP to defeat on their pick. Denise, by the way, finished in the last place on stats, but the bold king from Complexity did his job perfectly. 25/10 from EliGE and 1.94 rating. 7 opens, 7 duels won. He had a fantastic Ancient and got a very important win for his team.
Complexity, they're going to take away VP's map pick of Ancient to open up this quarter-final series.
Next, Vertigo. VirtusPro has 33% win rate here. Complexity has, guess what? 100%. Of course, 6 wins in a row. I don't believe there's gonna be a comeback like last match. And yeah. I mean, for this map, I'm afraid I'm gonna get an 18+ mark on YouTube. Complexity did things to VP's defense you won't even see on Kama Sutra. Holzerk only died 2 times, Ad 1, and that's how many rounds VP took for the whole map. VirtusPro were trampled, destroyed, shaved off by EliGE's blade, you name it. It's 2-0 for Complexity. Electronic played even worse than the last map. 4 for 14, rating 0.37. VirtusPro are out. James wrote after the game, too hard and shameful, but so far it's natural. But then, suddenly, this guy shows up. I mean, you know him from somewhere, I bet.
The bald buff? Oh, it's real. Just take it from me, a renowned karate master, astronaut, soldier, engineer, and doctor. EliGE and I actually have a lot in common. We're both named John, both bald, both have great aim, and able to clutch 1v2 situations. That's why Complexity is going to win this weekend. Good luck, Complexity.
Next, moving on to G2 versus MOUZ, Battle of the Giants, second El Clasico after Navi versus Faze. Rivals who'll put on quite a show. That's what we heard from all the broadcasts and analysts and casters, and really everyone expected a hardcore battle. But in the end, we got 3 one-way maps. I honestly don't even see the point of showing something here. I'll just put the highlights in the background, and in the meantime, I will tell you how things were going on.
Spoiler. I'm Faze, I'm coming from Poland. My name is Josipov. I was born in Reshuffles. People call me Yellow Flash.
Rasmus Fuxi Nielsen. Then. I'm Nico, and I'm known for missing a daily shot on nuke.
Nemanja Hunter Kovac, known as Nico's cousin.
Nemanja Neksi Sakovic, known as Nico's friend.
Bogi Batina.
On the first map, MOUZ were just absent, while the Kovac's family were on their favorite map, as good as usual. They were just doing super fine. 13-3, no chances. Wow. But this is basically where all the joy of G2 ended, because once again, you can't play 3 Infernos at once in a best of 3. Vertigo, and we see the opposite. MOUZ just dismantled G2 and ended the first half 10-2. Nico, who on Inferno played amazingly, turned into a boy and scored only 1 frag. 1 frag, 11 deaths. Monesi was the only guy who contributed any impact at all. MOUZ, without much trouble, just closed the last round, and it's 1-1 in the series. And if you thought it was too easy before that, you just haven't seen the nuke. 13-4, and that's it. The easiest game of this playoffs. I don't know how that's even possible. I mean, G2, do you guys even practice anything besides Inferno at all? Why every single other map is so bad? Next, we have Astralis versus Team Liquid, and here the headline was so big again. I was sure that after G2 versus MOUZ, we're gonna see a true battle between the thirsty Liquid and the regenerated Astralis. But again, unfortunately, almost no resistance from one of the teams, this time Yikinders. First, they lost their own pick Inferno, 9-13. Then, on Overpass, Twists tried, but it was too easy for their opponents. I honestly don't even know what to show you here. There was no tension, no drama, just Liquid losing one round after another and super confident play from Astralis, and that's it. Like, tier 1 team beats up a tier 2 team. Yikinder once again turned out to be the worst on his team in an important match. What's happening with the bro? Write your thoughts in the comments below. I have no words. And finally, Vitality versus Faze. Nuke by Faze, Vertigo by Vitality, and Inferno to decide. Right off the bat, Vitality showed why they came here. And the only dude to show some resistance was Kerrigan. Sadly, it didn't work. Long story short, it's 9-1 for Vitality on Faze's pick. What? Yeah, I'm not wrong, that's it. Next is 13-1 in just a couple of minutes. That was super quick and very nice. Zaivu single-handedly just dismantled Faze Clan. He's in great shape. And he doesn't really care which map is it. On Vertigo, he continues to be unstoppable. But Faze at some point got their act together. The old guard was doing it. Rain and Kerrigan sitting atop the stats, trying to stop Zaivu. By the way, that's basically how the whole Vertigo went, except for this moment when Robs made a neat ace. If anyone asks you how Faze didn't reach the finals for the first time in a god knows how long, show them the 21st round on Vertigo. And this was the final round. Flames standing in flames and not getting any damage. Cool. Fix, Valve, please. So 13-10, Zaivu the Beast, the Goat, the Magnificent, and a very poor performance from Frozen. That's all, my friends. Semifinals and the grand final await. Vitality versus Astralis, Complexity versus MOUZ. Don't forget to follow my channel, hit the like button and comment below. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. As always, see you soon.